Have you ever noticed that after the age of 60, your energy doesn't feel quite the same as it used to? Maybe you feel a little more tired during the day, even after a full night of sleep. Perhaps walking up a flight of stairs leaves you slightly more winded than before. Some people also notice small changes in their bodies. Things like slower recovery after physical activity, occasional muscle fatigue, or even feeling mentally drained by the afternoon. Most people assume these changes are simply part of getting older, and in many ways, aging does naturally bring changes to the body. But something interesting that medical research has shown over the years is that certain nutrients in the body also change as we age. And when those nutrients gradually decline, several important systems in the body may not work quite as efficiently as they once did. In fact, research suggests that one particular compound in the body plays a major role in how our cells produce energy, especially in organs that require a lot of energy, like the heart, muscles, and brain. What many adults over 60 don't realize is that levels of this compound may slowly decrease with age. And when that happens, it may influence several aspects of health that people often assume are simply normal aging. Today, we're going to talk about that compound and why it has become an important topic in healthy aging research. Hello and welcome. My name is Noah and I'm a senior pharmacist. For many years, I've worked with older adults, helping them understand medications, supplements, and the science behind maintaining health as we age. One thing I've learned through both research and patient conversations is that many adults over 60 want clear, trustworthy explanations, not complicated medical jargon. So in this video, we're going to talk about a compound called coenzyme Q10, often simply called CoQ10. Now, despite the word enzyme in the name, CoQ10 is actually a vitamin-like substance that the body naturally produces. It plays a critical role in helping your cells generate energy. In today's video, we'll explore what CoQ10 does inside the body, why its levels may decline with age, and how it may relate to several health conditions that become more common after 60. And as always, we'll keep the explanations simple and practical. Why this nutrient matters after age 60. When we're younger, the body usually produces adequate levels of CoQ10, and most people never even think about it. It's simply one of those natural compounds quietly doing its job behind the scenes. But as we grow older, something interesting begins to change. Medical research suggests that the body's natural production of CoQ10 gradually declines with age. This process can begin as early as our 40s and continues through the 50s and beyond. By the time many people reach their 60s or 70s, the amount of CoQ10 present in certain tissues, especially in the heart, may be noticeably lower than it was earlier in life. Why does that matter? Because CoQ10 plays an important role in how our cells create energy. Think of each cell in your body like a small engine that needs power to run. In order for your muscles to move, your heart to pump, and your organs to function, those tiny engines must constantly produce energy. Inside the cells are small structures that act like miniature power plants. Their job is to convert nutrients from the food we eat into usable energy for the body. CoQ10 helps support this energy-producing process. When levels are sufficient, cells tend to produce energy more efficiently. But when levels decline with age, that process may become a little less efficient. This doesn't mean the body stops working, of course. However, it may help explain why many people notice that their energy, stamina, or recovery can feel a bit slower as the years go by. For this reason, maintaining healthy levels of CoQ10 may support normal cellular energy as we age, although it's important to remember that it supports the body's processes rather than acting as a cure for any condition. What CoQ10 does in the body. To understand CoQ10, it helps to picture what's happening inside your cells. Every movement you make, walking, breathing, thinking, requires energy. And the body produces that energy inside those tiny cellular power plants. CoQ10 acts like a helper molecule in this process. It helps transfer energy during the chemical reactions that allow cells to create usable fuel. Without enough of this helper, those energy-producing reactions may not operate as smoothly. But that's not the only role CoQ10 plays. Research also shows that CoQ10 functions as an antioxidant. Antioxidants are substances that help protect cells from damage caused by unstable molecules, often referred to as free radicals. Over time, these unstable molecules can contribute to cellular wear and tear. Antioxidants help neutralize them and protect tissues. Because of these two roles, energy production and cellular protection, CoQ10 has become a focus of research in several areas of aging health. Health conditions linked to CoQ10. The heart is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the entire body. Unlike many other muscles, the heart never truly rests. From the moment we are born, it works continuously to pump blood throughout the body. In fact, the average heart beats roughly 100,000 times every single day. That constant activity requires a steady and reliable supply of cellular energy. This is where CoQ10 becomes especially important. CoQ10 is found in many parts of the body, but its levels are naturally highest in heart tissue. That's because heart muscle cells need large amounts of energy in order to keep contracting and relaxing all day long. As people grow older, however, natural CoQ10 levels may gradually decline. This is one reason scientists have been interested in studying the relationship between CoQ10 and heart health in older adults. Medical research suggests that when CoQ10 levels become lower, the tiny energy-producing systems inside heart cells may not work quite as efficiently. Over time, this could influence how effectively those cells generate the energy needed for normal heart function. Some older adults notice everyday experiences that may reflect changes in cardiovascular endurance, such as feeling more tired when climbing stairs, or needing a little more time to recover after physical activity. Researchers continue to explore whether maintaining healthy CoQ10 levels may support normal cellular energy production in heart tissue. However, it is very important to understand that CoQ10 is not a treatment or cure for heart disease. Instead, it is being studied for its potential role in supporting the natural energy processes that help the heart function normally. Another area where CoQ10 may play a role is muscle energy. Many people notice that certain physical activities feel more tiring than they used to. For example, climbing a set of stairs, carrying groceries, or walking a longer distance may leave you feeling more fatigued than it did years ago. These changes can be a normal part of aging, but they are also related to how our muscles produce and use energy. Muscles need a steady supply of energy in order to contract and relax properly. Every time you move your arms, stand up from a chair, or take a step, thousands of muscle cells are working together to generate that movement. Inside those muscle cells are tiny structures that act like energy factories. Their job is to convert nutrients from food into usable energy that muscles can use. CoQ10 plays an important role in helping that energy-producing process work efficiently. As we age, natural levels of CoQ10 may gradually decline. Scientists have observed that when this nutrient becomes lower, the process of energy production inside muscle cells may become less efficient. This may help explain why some people experience more muscle fatigue or reduced stamina as they get older. Medical research suggests that maintaining healthy levels of CoQ10 may help support normal muscle function and endurance. However, it's important to remember that CoQ10 is not a cure or replacement for exercise or medical care. Instead, it may support the natural energy systems that help our muscles work every day. The brain is another organ that requires a tremendous amount of energy. Even when you're resting, your brain is actively processing information, regulating body systems, and maintaining communication between nerves. Because CoQ10 supports cellular energy production and antioxidant protection, researchers have explored its role in brain health. Some medical studies suggest that maintaining healthy cellular energy in brain cells may be important for cognitive function as we age. Research in this area is still evolving, but it highlights how energy metabolism is connected to brain health. Scientists who study aging often look closely at what happens deep inside the body at the cellular level. Our bodies are made up of trillions of tiny cells, and these cells are constantly working to keep organs, muscles, and tissues functioning properly. Over many years, however, cells naturally experience a certain amount of wear and tear. This happens because normal body processes create small amounts of stress inside cells as they produce energy and carry out their daily functions. One type of stress involves unstable molecules, often described as oxidative stress. You can think of it like the slow rusting of metal over time. In a similar way, these molecules can gradually affect cell structures if the body does not have enough protective systems in place. CoQ10 plays a role in this protective system. In addition to helping produce cellular energy, CoQ10 also acts as an antioxidant, which means it helps protect cells from some of this everyday stress. As we age and natural CoQ10 levels decline, scientists have become interested in how this change might influence the way cells age over time. Researchers believe that supporting the body's natural protection systems may contribute to healthier aging at the cellular level. For this reason, CoQ10 has received increasing attention in research exploring longevity and age-related cellular changes. That said, CoQ10 is not a cure for aging. Instead, it may help support the natural systems that help protect and maintain cells as we grow older. Unlike some vitamin deficiencies that cause very clear symptoms, lower levels of CoQ10 do not usually create one single obvious sign. Instead, the changes may be subtle and gradual, which is why many people do not immediately recognize them. Some individuals may notice things like persistent fatigue, reduced exercise tolerance, muscle weakness, feeling mentally drained more easily. For example, you might find that a walk that once felt easy now leaves you feeling more tired than expected. Or perhaps everyday tasks such as gardening, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries seem to require more effort than they used to. One possible reason is related to how the body produces energy. As we discussed earlier, CoQ10 helps cells generate the energy needed for muscles, the brain, and other organs to function properly. When levels become lower, the process of producing energy inside cells may become less efficient. As a result, some people may feel more easily fatigued. However, it is very important to understand that these symptoms can occur for many different reasons. Aging itself, certain medications, sleep quality, medical conditions, nutrition, and stress can all influence how much energy a person feels during the day. For this reason, healthcare providers usually look at the whole health picture when someone reports ongoing fatigue or low energy. In other words, CoQ10 may be one factor, but it is only one piece of a much larger puzzle when it comes to overall health and energy levels. CoQ10 is naturally present in a variety of foods that many people already include in their diet. While the body produces most of the CoQ10 it needs on its own, certain foods can still provide small additional amounts of this important nutrient. Some of the richer dietary sources include fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel, organ meats such as liver, beef and poultry, nuts and seeds, whole grains, vegetables like spinach and broccoli. These foods are often part of a balanced diet that supports overall health. For example, fatty fish may also provide healthy fats, while vegetables and whole grains offer fiber and other nutrients the body needs. However, it's helpful to understand that the amount of CoQ10 found in food is relatively small compared to the amount the body normally produces on its own. In younger adults, the body's natural production is usually sufficient to meet most needs. As people age, though, the body's ability to produce CoQ10 may gradually decline. This means that even individuals who eat a healthy and balanced diet may still experience lower natural levels over time. Research suggests that maintaining good nutrition may help support the body's natural systems, including those involved in energy production. Still, it's important to remember that no single food or nutrient works alone. A well-balanced diet, regular physical activity, and good medical care remain some of the most important foundations for maintaining health and energy as we grow older. Because of its role in helping cells produce energy, CoQ10 is also available as a dietary supplement. You may have seen it in pharmacies or health stores in capsule or soft gel form. Some adults choose to take CoQ10 supplements to support energy levels or overall heart health. As people age and natural production gradually declines, interest in these supplements has increased. Typical supplemental amounts often fall in the range of about 100 to 200 milligrams per day, although the right amount can vary depending on the individual. Age, overall health, medications, and specific health goals can all influence what may be appropriate for someone. However, it is very important to remember that supplements are not necessary or suitable for everyone. Just because something is available over the counter does not always mean it is right for every person. For example, CoQ10 may interact with certain medications, including some blood-thinning medicines that are commonly prescribed to older adults. In these situations, taking a supplement without guidance could potentially affect how those medications work. This is why healthcare professionals usually recommend speaking with a doctor or pharmacist before starting any new supplement. They can review your medications, health history, and overall needs. A healthcare professional can then help determine whether CoQ10 may be appropriate for you and whether the dosage is safe for your particular situation. If you are over the age of 60 and have been feeling more tired or fatigued than usual, the most important first step is to have an open and honest conversation with your healthcare provider. Many people assume that fatigue is simply a normal part of getting older, but in many cases, there may be specific reasons behind it. Fatigue can have many different causes. For some people, it may be related to sleep quality. Others may be affected by nutrition, hydration, medications, or underlying health conditions. Even stress levels and daily activity patterns can influence how much energy a person feels throughout the day. For example, some adults notice that they wake up feeling tired even after a full night of sleep, or that simple daily tasks feel more exhausting than they used to. These experiences are quite common, but they deserve proper attention rather than being ignored. Instead of trying to guess the cause, a healthcare professional can help evaluate the full picture. They may review your medications, ask about your diet, discuss sleep habits, and consider any medical conditions that might affect your energy levels. Sometimes simple adjustments, such as improving nutrition, increasing gentle physical activity, or adjusting medication timing can make a meaningful difference. In some situations, nutrients like CoQ10 may also become part of the conversation. The key is to make informed decisions based on reliable information and professional medical guidance, rather than trying to solve the issue alone. As we grow older, our bodies naturally go through many gradual changes. Some of these changes are easy to notice, while others happen quietly inside our cells. Understanding the science behind these changes can help us make more informed and thoughtful decisions about our health. CoQ10 is a good example of how a very small compound inside the body can play an important role in everyday function. This nutrient helps support the process that allows our cells to produce energy. It also helps protect cells from certain types of stress that naturally occur as the body carries out its daily activities. As we age, the body may produce less CoQ10 than it did earlier in life. Scientists continue to study how maintaining healthy levels may support systems in the body that require a large amount of energy. This includes organs such as the heart, as well as muscles and the brain, which all rely on steady energy production to function properly. Many older adults notice changes in stamina, recovery, or overall energy as the years pass. Learning about nutrients like CoQ10 can help explain some of the biological processes behind those experiences. However, it's important to remember that healthy aging is not about searching for miracle solutions. Instead, it involves understanding how the body works and supporting it through balanced nutrition, regular activity, and appropriate medical care. Knowledge like this empowers us to take a more thoughtful approach to our long-term health. Thank you for watching, and please continue taking good care of yourself and your health.